Okay, so just a little bit of background information on these guys, because trench warfare tactics and Nepalese Gurkhas are both new communities, and to the esports scene, that is. And just a little bit of background history behind the Nepalese Gurkhas. They've been set up by Psycho and a couple of his buddies. And apparently it was off the back of they were members from various communities, and they just found that the play times that came up for the Battlefield esports matches that were getting sort of set never really fitted in with their sort of time zone and where they were at. So they basically went off and created their own community, and they decided to name it after the Gurkhas from Nepal. And that's for me, that's quite an interesting choice there. That's one I definitely find quite interesting, because I think it really represents just an absolutely extraordinary set of warriors. These guys, they had an incredible reputation for being incredibly aggressive and fierce. They were definitely not to be messed with. And we'll be going into a little bit more detail about the Gurkhas and NG as a community, and what led them down this road shortly, guys. Because there's definitely some interesting history there, and that looks like first burn round is over and done with. So hopefully we'll be getting underway with some Battlefield esports shortly. And of course, guys, if you haven't already done so, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, please don't forget to hit that follow button, hit that like, hit that share, let the people of Twitter know that we are here. And we have got quite... what is going on here at the moment? Alright, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but hopefully... Right, there we go. Yeah, we're just in the scoreboard. That was a little bit confusing. Yep. Alright, bear with me, guys. I'm going to be... I've just had to jump out of the chat channel there for a second, so I'm going to jump back into the Hardcore League Twitch channel. I'll be able to see what you guys are putting up, what everyone's got to say. Alright, so just looking at everyone, we've got Squanchin making another appearance. Squanchin, good guy. I struggled to figure out his name during the last shoutcast, so for him I apologise. We've got Play My Cheeks. Oh god, oh no. Play My Cheeks making an appearance again. For those of you who saw the my last shoutcast with these guys, you probably remember I did lose my my head a little bit at one point when Play My Cheeks' name came up there. So Alter Ego coming in as a third there, and we got Psycho Trainer. Psycho Trainer heavily involved with the running of the community, and he's a pretty cool guy to get on with. I've had a few games with him, and we got Spartan down the bottom here as well. I remember Spartan. Spartan also really good guy. So just looking over at NG here for a minute, and these guys are looking pretty locked down here. Let's just make sure we've got everything looking the same. So I just need to put the old text right. Give me a second there, guys. Whoops. And of course, guys, if this is your if you haven't joined us before, if you're a little bit confused about what's going on, this is a 12 versus 12 Battlefield esports match hosted by the Hardcore League. There we go, let's get those in the middle, looking all nice and right there. And let's make sure that the team labels look correct. If I'm not mistaken, team 1 label left, and that should be NG yes, and team label 2 right. Okay, there we go. All the labels are correct. We are looking pretty fresh here right now. TWT currently running with 11 players. Not too sure whether they're going to be running down a player at the moment, but that could definitely serve to to cause them a bit of an issue. I do see someone leaving the spawn already, and I need to check that pretty quick. Hicks not checking the rules there, and he's going to get himself kicked if he doesn't jump back in. So we need to get that locked down pretty quick. Which team is Hicks on? Hicks is TWT, so Spartan. I think we've already picked up on it. I hear his engine stopping, so hopefully he's going to be returning. Alright. And we're 1 minute off here, guys, so we've got another 2 minutes to go before we kick things off. I'm just going to jump in here and have a look at what the teams are doing at the moment. Alright, at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, we do have TWT representing the British and Enjoy representing the Germans. Alright, just top-down perspective for the time being. Let's see how everything's going to look. I think my computer is struggling a little bit with the labels, so I'm going to just turn them off. I'm going to put the... I'm going to go one better here, guys. Just bear with me. Let's find them. Team emblem left. No, that one there. Team emblem left. There we go. Yeah, that's what we want. Alright, guys. Apologies about that. That's going to take a little bit of the processing out of my computer there. Unfortunately, Dead making some awesome graphics for us, but a little bit beyond the capability of my computer. In here and have a look at what the teams. Alright, we are 35 seconds out here, guys, and we'll be underway shortly. If this is your first time joining us, guys, don't forget to hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share. It's going to be interesting to see how these communities pan out. For me, they're a little bit of an unknown entity. I've only covered TWT before. Unfortunately, I haven't had the privilege of covering NG. NG do run a public server, guys. Well worth checking out. It's one that I frequent quite often myself. Quite enjoy the spirit of the server, and you know what they have to offer. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, we are off. And it looks like TWT a little bit slow off the mark there, but they are now gaining on those immediate losses. Headed to Charlie in a light skin. And it looks like TWT are going to be going for Bravo Delta. That's quite interesting use of squad bombing tactics there. We saw Quincy and Techno drop out of that vehicle. No doubt someone has spawned in. Yep, someone has indeed spawned in on Spartan. And they're going to get an early capture there on Bravo, which is going to give them the initial advantage. But looking up here, we also have Underpaid Hero running around. Looks like he's going to be making an attempt on Foxtrot. So they've both got similar ideas in terms of tactics, but let's land on Bravo, which immediately already looks like it's going to be a bit of a hot point right now, with TWT holding things pretty solidly, backed up by armor there in the background. Spartan needs to find some better cover there, because Alter Ego is going to hammer down on him. He's got backed up by Zero Forgiveness, who's holding out in cover. And Squanchin just holding out in the background there, attempting the revive, but possibly thinking maybe not safe. And we've got secondary NG coming around the 6 o'clock. The Gurkhas being, of course, one of the most fiercest fighting units known in history. These guys hoping to live up to the tactics used by the Nepalese Gurkhas, so we'll see what happens. Right now they are definitely playing hardball with this tank, and Psycho Trainer going down to Mr. Machinator, not too sure, didn't quite catch that, but no doubt I will massacre his name again. Alright, and it looks like NG are making a valiant attempt onto Foxtrot right now. Sniper holding out, he's on his own, almost in a good position to get the melee attack there, but getting taken out by Vladimir Cat 7. And Underpaid Hero backing him up there, and it looks like things are locked down now at Foxtrot. Steve coming in there. Shout out to Joe Grizzly, 72's clan leader and General Unpaid. Indeed, my dude, indeed. These guys are locking things down at Foxtrot right now. Let's have a look at that top-down perspective, because we don't want to miss how the overall theme of the match is looking. Quite right now, these teams running pretty tight in terms of points, with NG's 43 tickets to TWT's 61. TWT holding the very slight ticket lead there, but in terms of flags, these guys are pretty even. However, that said, NG are definitely on the defensive footing at the moment, as Echo, Foxtrot and Alpha are all under attack. So just landing on here on Vladimir Cat for a second. Echo looking literally pretty much locked down. I don't think they have to worry too much about that, but Foxtrot on the other hand is an issue for them. J Sniper 1 holding things down again. We're going to see good things from this guy. I got good feeling about him. He seems to be constantly on the enemy 6 o'clock. You know, really taking any sort of opportunity that NG have to leave these back flags. Sniper is just constantly there, acting as an anchor for his squad mates. And that's gonna be an issue for NG, who are currently really struggling right now in terms of objectives. They have a hold on Alpha, but it is going down, and Echo looks to be their only strong point right now. Just gonna come in here at Delta, because Delta looking like a bit of a hotspot as NG attempt a vanguard down the main street towards Delta objective. Looks like they're supported there by a Shaman, but Hicks going toe-to-toe with the Shaman, and Hicks could get this, but it could go be anyone's game right now. And we're going to see Hicks get killed there by Scar, and Scar going down very shortly afterwards. I think that possibly was even a trade, and for those two communities, for those two tanks, that must be incredibly frustrating. But that said, it has now left the infantry clear for TWT to hamper down that Delta objective, lock it down, clear it out, and with very few infantry left here at Delta, it looks like things are settling down. But that said, we're about to see two flags swap in terms of NG taking Bravo, TWT taking Alpha. Let's see what happens. Bosch coming in there saying a little early to call it. Kamika going ROP NG. Well, I don't know about that, buddy. You know, it's possibly a little bit too early. Both teams have previously strong games, so and I definitely like the philosophy of the Gurkhas. They don't mess about. Alright, so just following these guys at the moment, fighting as a solid squad, looks to be like a vanguard. Covering out to the left there, they are getting some TWT contacts off in the distance, possibly a flank coming up here by TWT as they move round. Infantry flank just going on there. Psycho Trainer, Robin bringing it up, but looks like Sinister Scotty is on the case. Maybe not quite as much as I thought originally, and his Mr. Chochineta, Mr. Chochineta, that's going to take me a while. I'll figure that one out eventually. Just give me a second here, guys, and let's have a look at the top-down perspective, because it looks like NG are attempting to bring it back in terms of flags, doing that quite successfully, now gaining a hold on Alpha Bravo Charlie, leaving TWT with Foxtrot Echo Delta. But that said, TWT are bringing up another tank support, so that could definitely work in their favour. And let's just see how the scoreboard looks right now, because we've got Scar Devil Dog going 6-1, Vladimir Cat 7 going 9-3, Sinister Scotty going 8-3 as the top 3 members of NG. And looking at Trench Warrior Tactics, we've got Hicks going 3-1, Psycho Trainer 6-3, J Sniper 1 2-1. So no crazy kill death ratios right now, but people are performing quite well. I'm just going to come in here on Sinister Scotty, who's making use of the Fedorov Avtomat. Going down there, unfortunately, to Robbie Don't Preach. And just going to roll back in on Hicks here. Looks like we've got a bit of an armoured tank column going. Not too sure who the other tanks is, whether It looks like these guys, yeah, it looks like Psycho Trainer and Hicks are now going to double team down on Scar. Scar bailing out in the background there, leaving, unfortunately, taking Hicks with him, but Psycho Trainer being the sole remaining armor piece right now on the Charlie objective, giving him a good opportunity to hammer down on the enemy side. Let's see if we can just land on him for a second and see how he gets on. He is currently committing war crimes against NG, doing incredibly horrific things. Alright guys, if you're joining us for the first time, then welcome. We are just watching currently Psycho Trainer getting pretty sick multi-piece right now. Unfortunately going down to Scar. Devil Dog coming back in there for the revenge kill. For those that didn't see it, Scar was just taken out in a tank by Psycho Trainer. And it looks like these guys are now hammering down at Delta, doing a pretty goddamn good job of it as they hold things pretty tight. Alter Ego backed up by Sinister Scotty, Vladimir Cat, and Mr. Cho Chanata. Alright, in the background there, it does look like TWT are taking Charlie with very little resistance. At the moment, though, Lotso Nawals coming under the bridge there, doing quite a bit of damage, getting the two-piece, and he's backed up by Vladimir Kat, so it looks like NG have turned the tide here on Charlie as well as Delta. And again, just looking at that top-down perspective, currently both communities holding 3 objectives, but as always, NG's hold on their flags is more tenuous than that of TWT. And in terms of points, we have NG going 211 tickets to TWT's 248. These two communities definitely running tight at the moment. That's not a massive points divide, but that said, this is a 500 ticket round. So really, if they get more than 100 tickets ahead, I can count pretty much on one finger how many communities have managed to come back from that. And sorry, on one finger, on one hand, and that's in 5 years of shoutcasting. So looking at Delta objective at the moment, TWT locking it down nicely now. Let's look at those flanking guys over here on Bravo. NG underpaid hero coming in and wiping stuff out, making use of the 75 high explosive howitzer, very effective at taking out the buildings and creating massive debris avalanches, which can of course be used to destroy the enemy en masse. And it looks like he is holding things down at Bravo at the moment. This looks like a last stand, and fair play to him because he is pretty much surrounded right now, and this could definitely be problematic for him. He's got multiple infantry. He is now definitely backed up by his own squad, so it looks like things aren't as dire for him as I originally suspected. Black Crow coming in there, one close match. Dude, I have to agree with you. These two communities are definitely going to be holding it tight right now. I think someone came in at the beginning of the round saying this was going to be a wipe for NG, but that guy now has custard on his face. So this is definitely a good comeback by NG, and possibly you know, a bit of a warm-up for them. Each community is different. You know, communities are very individual things, and some communities come out very strong, lose their momentum very quickly. Other communities build up their momentum slowly and then maintain that momentum. You know, so you can't really sort of take the first sort of 5 minutes of a round and then definitively say one way or the other. It's a British saying, you know, like egg on your face. You know. To say like you're sort of like you're being proven wrong. Alright, and the real thing coming in there and making the attack there on Vladimir Cat, going down unfortunately there, and everyone is just dying on this flag right now. I don't know, I mean things look pretty war crimey and you know, pretty representative of Amiens as a horrendous battle. Psycho Trainer still holding out tight. These guys making really good use of the armor, and that's perhaps something that NG need to work on. You know, it was something that's always getting discussed amongst the Battlefield community. On these games, it's really important about having a good sort of ratio of kits, and instead of just sort of having, you know, all of one kit, you know, it's good to have a mix. It's always good to have a healthy amount of medics, Alright, and it looks like Synergy just wiping out the real thing in the background there, managing to take him out pretty awesomely there with the MG17 MG telescopic. And yeah, looks like he has locked things down at the moment. But a team that wins is a team that reads the battlefield, and if you're getting taken out a lot by armor, then you know, say you're running a lot of support kits, you want to swap over to assault kits, and that's an important thing to be able to read as a squad leader and as a team leader. You know, because a lot of the time, if it's an infantry game, you're gonna want to run medic heavy, and by medic heavy I mean literally about 2/3 of your team need to be medics. If you're running in a game like this where there's multiple armor pieces on the map that you've got to contend with, then you know you're gonna want to run with quite a lot of assault, pretty much half assault, half medics, with 1 or 2 support gunners mixed in there. You know, so it's all about reading the map, being dynamic, being fluid as a squad leader and as a team leader. Those are the teams that take the win, definitely the teams that are willing to change up their tactics. But let's look at the top-down perspective here, because right now we are in an incredibly tight game with only a mere 30 tickets between the two communities. NG running with 345 tickets to TWT's 374. That's a very small ticket divide right there, and I'm very excited to see whether NG can pull it back, because right now they are doing just that in terms of flags. They have the 4-piece. This is their opportunity, and they are definitely turning it around. But we have Psycho Trainer backed up by Robbie Don't Preach, and they're going to be moving up possibly on Echo, and that's going to bring them into conflict with NG, Vladimir and Chenata, who currently are putting shots down, managing to get a kill on Baked Wizard and Squanchin and Play My Cheeks. That was an awesome little 3-piece. Everybody is dying at the hands of NG on Echo here at the moment. But that said, TWT Psycho Trainer, as predicted, has come up and has got a pretty solid hold now here on Echo. But he is very vulnerable. If there are any NG left, they are in a great position to get up on his 6 o'clock there, but it looks like TWT having a very narrow escape there at Echo. This is round 1, Black Crow. Welcome to the stream, my dude. This is also map 1. So you're watching Trench Warfare Tactics versus Nepalese Gurkhas. Currently, Trench Warfare Tactics running 413 tickets to Nepalese Gurkhas 387. Nepalese Gurkhas have been struggling so far this round, but they had a period over the last 10 minutes where they just absolutely smashed TWT and caught up in terms of tickets. They've managed to keep it at 30 tickets for the last 5 minutes, and I have to say, guys, I am on the absolute edge of my seat right now. I could not predict which way this is going. Right about now, I'll be coming out with my predictions. But it has to be said, with TWT now entering the last 70 tickets of the game, leaving NG 34 tickets in the background there, it is going to be hard for NG to bring this back. And Charlie right now looking very hot, so I'm just landing on Mean Muggin. Mean making use of the RSC 1917 optical, almost getting taken out by a grenade there, but of course being a medic he is able to heal himself, which is obviously a massive advantage. Just holding back there, making use of the heals, and awesome kill from the hip. Unfortunately it was a teammate, but he managed to get back on Slaptastic, and personally that was something that I'm sure he's going to regret getting captured, but that's how she rolls, Ricky, the way of the road. Alright, and that was a pretty epic trade right there with Bait Wizard taking out Mean Muggin, and it looks like NG have Charlie Bravo locked down, but that said, they are losing Alpha on their 6 o'clock, so unfortunately underpaid professional just getting taken out there by, I didn't see what, possibly grenades, leaving TWT firmly in charge of Alpha objective. TWT also pretty thick and fast on Charlie. Not too sure where NG are right now. They are between objectives, mainly with a concentration between Bravo and Alpha. But that said, it looks like TWT are really twisting the knife now. and the two communities are definitely starting to see a larger ticket lead there, with TWT running at 490 to NG's 435. Alright guys, well, it has to be said, that was an awesome first match. These two communities facing off for the first time, and very exciting to cover there. So we'll be looking at the old scoreboard to see how everybody got on. Bear with me guys, and we'll be kicking things off. Before we do though, I'm just going to swap over the names, because that is something that needs doing, otherwise I will forget. Alright. Alright guys, so we have Underpaid Hero coming in at 18 to 12, Vladimir Cat 19 to 16, Alter Ego 19 to 18, Slaptastic 10 to 14, Scardog 20 to 7. So Scardog taking it there in terms of kill death ratio for TWT. Looking over at NG, we have Techno Acid Drop going 14 to 13, Psycho Trainer 29 to 8, Spartan 11 to 16, Real Thing 14 to 14, Hicks going 18 to 10, Hicks being one of the main tankers there, and very heavily involved in the round. Just need to swap up the emblems now guys, give me a moment. Okay, and I believe those emblems are now correct, and we'll be kicking it off with round 2, map 1. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you what it's like here at the Hardcore League and how to get involved.
Hardcore League, the only place for competitive Battlefield.
Okay guys, and we'll be kicking it off with round 2, map 1 here at the Hardcore League. If you haven't already done so, please hit that follow, and please feel free to share us as well guys. Let the people of Twitter know that there is a Battlefield esports scene, and it is live and well. Alright, just taking a look here at the teams. I think we're correct here, we are. Just waiting on that 3-minute marker. So let's just come in on Sinister and his crew, and just a little shout out to The Extreme and E Battlefield, who is in the server taking pictures of the communities as they line up for round 2, map 1. Alright, that's quite the armoured column there. They're choosing the light tanks over a more heavily defended heavy tank or a land ship. But of course these tanks offer a lot of mobility. They can get around the map pretty quickly. And these guys also, as all esports teams tend to do, make very effective use of the light skin vehicles. And we're 50 seconds out here, guys. So bear with us, because things are about to get pretty gritty, where the metal meets the meat. Alright, and guys, it is Amiens, of course. Particularly horrendous campaign. One that pretty much broke the German army. And they pretty much used all their resources after the Russians surrendered in 1917, after their civil war in 1916, their counter-revolution. That freed up loads of Germans to move from the Eastern Front to the Western Front. And they capitalised on this by a massive offensive called the Spring Offensive in 1918. And it pretty much did them in. Looks like we're going to see a pretty crazy turn of events here, as both vehicles go within feet of each other without realising. NG already getting a pretty solid presence on the middle of the map there, hoping to cut off anyone coming in there, but that was quite a funny moment there. We're now seeing Alpha taking a squad bomb from NG. This is going to be an issue for TWT. NG are coming in true of their namesake. The Gurkhas were fierce warriors, and they took very little, in terms of casualties, and they just were known for doing incredible damage to the enemy team, both both their morale and physicality. They were pretty aggressive people. We've got Psycho Trainer coming in here, making use of the light tank, smashing a broadside at the moment on one of the enemy team light tanks, just crossing across Delta Bridge there. He's moving in for the cap at the moment, but I think we're going to see him make use of the steps here. Yes, we are. Quite a skilled tanker, it has to be said, coming around on the 6 o'clock. He's had a change of heart. Perhaps he's decided to spin things around just to see. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go and try and cap him off the other direction, but Psycho Trainer is locking things down on Delta Objective. So looking at how the map looks right away, and it looks to be TWT taking an initial flag lead there, with 4 objectives getting locked down. Foxtrot, though, is going the wrong direction, with Daredevil in the Charmond representing the French flag colours there. Bit confusing, because obviously he is British, but the old red, white and blue is represented, and he is taking fire there by Zero Forgiveness in the background. But that said, he is in a good position to wipe him out, getting an awesome one piece on Zero there. That was a pretty epic kill right there. Oh, my dude, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. That got you. That's gotta hurt. Got you. My apologies. My dyslexia messes with me sometimes. Peace and love coming in there as well. Well, that's what I try to do, guys. I just try to, I think we have got possibly people who've never played Battlefield before, but might want to play it, but they're just not too sure how to play it, and they can jump in. They can listen to our shoutcast here at Hardcore League, and they can learn a thing or two. But we try and cater for everybody as well. Zero putting in shots on Scar there. Scar got himself in a good position. He was front on where the armor of the tank is strongest, but unfortunately that was not enough to save him. Squanch in there, coming in on Foxtrot, locking things down with Zero. These guys doing an absolutely fantastic job. We're seeing 2 assault kits, 2 medic kits. It's almost like these guys are listening to me. And right now, that said, NG are running with 2 support within quite close proximity. That makes me concerned that NG haven't really got their kit situation locked down. We've got to see that really good mix of assault and medics on this map, and if you're seeing two supplies within such a close proximity of each other, then that is not a good sign, because you literally only need two supply people on your team, and they need to be as far away from each other as possible to cover as much ground as possible. Alright, TWT locking things down on Charlie, putting some shots down. Blackhawk in the background there. He's just like, no, I'm not having this, but now he's going to back off. He's going to play a sensible game here. He's backed up by Synergy, who is just holding down. He's got Alter Ego also spawning him on there. Looks like these guys are in a much stronger position now to do some damage. That said, TWT have the 5-piece. How was that realised without me picking up on that already? TWT have been a very strong team so far throughout their time with us, and it has to be said, they are incredibly good tonight. But NG might just not be on their map. You know, this just might not be where they're strongest. Amiens is not a map for every esports Battlefield team. I know it's a popular one, but that said, it's you know, it's not. It's like sort of chalk and cheese. It's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. Alright, just covering Synergy at the moment, and he is using the M1917 MG telescopic HMG, backed up with the MLE 1903. Good firearm as a sidearm. Personally, not one I'd use in a competitive match. I just need something really trusty like an M1911. And getting taken out by J Sniper 1 there with the RSC 1917 factory. Pretty epic shot there as well, possibly even from the hip. Just coming in on J Sniper here. He's making an attempt to take out the tank there, but he's pretty limited on what he's got in terms of anti-tank capability. That said, he is still maintaining things here at Delta as Mean Muggin pushes through to Charlie and gets taken out by Hicks PL there, rolling pretty deep there with the tank. So I'm just going to take a look at those kill-death ratios. Psycho Trainer coming in at 6-1, Zero Forgiven 7-2, Robbie Don't Preach 5-2, The Real Thing 6-3, Hicks 4-2, and on Nepolese Gurkhas side, we've got Scardog running the way there with 6-1, Synergy 3-1, Sinister Scotty 6-5, Adventure Bud 6-6, and Mr. Cho Chinata 4-5. Right now, these guys pretty much even in terms of kill-death ratio, but of course, guys, that's not important here right now. What is important is PTFO. If they have no PTFO, they have no go. Alright, and it looks like things are going to get messy here at Bravo with NG attempting the flank. And they're going to spread out, hit Alpha as well at the same time. Can't say as I fault them. Who's going to stay here and get Bravo? These guys need to just keep some kind of presence here. Not everyone can go to Alpha. What I'd say would be a good idea is if you kept the two infantry together. Unfortunately, it looked like Adventure Bug getting the team kill on Mean Muggin. That's pretty bad timing considering that Psycho Trainer and Robbie Don't Preach are coming up hard on the NG community, leaving Underpaid Hero on his own. But Underpaid managing to take out Psycho Trainer and lock things down. The only problem is he's in a light tank. No one can spawn him. There's no backup coming up in the immediate future. He's on his own in a very unfriendly environment. He has got Muggin there in the background taking Alpha. J Sniper just trying to decide what to do, but as a medic he's limited in his anti-tank capability. This is the second time in less than 5 minutes we've seen Jay try and take on a tank, and it has to be said that guy has balls of steel. Muggin there holding out, doing a good job of it, keeping a low profile, which is incredibly important when you're fighting behind enemy lines. Just taking a look at the points right now, because those tickets are looking like a almost like 100-point divide there, with NG running 152 tickets to TWT's 246. NG really need to bring it back now, or it's going to be never. And but that said, as I say, I'm really interested to see what they bring in for the next map. NG are an incredibly new community, but I'm just really impressed with any new community that comes to the esports scene and just gets involved, that's able to put 12 players up. Guys, that is so hard to do, and you've got to respect the dedication of the team leaders, the team members, and everyone involved in the behind the scenes sort of, that's going on. It takes an incredible amount of work on everybody's sort of part, and to put this all together and get everybody together at the same time, but we're doing it, guys, and it is fantastic to see. And I have to, as always, compliment the team leaders on their sort of, their organisational skills. These guys are incredibly new to the league. They're putting up an incredibly close fight. We've seen NG come back time after again, but unfortunately for them, TWT just holding out strong, and it looks like Underpaid taking a pretty brutal hit there, managing to get a repair down, and he's backed up there by 1 or 2 infantry. He's getting off that bridge there because that is pretty crazy stuff. Hicks coming in now, backed up by Robbie Don't Preach, and these guys are going to be attempting the retake on Delta, but it looks like they're going to lock things down first. Techno Acid in a very dodgy position there. He's backed up by Quincy on board, who's currently holding out on Charlie. Sinister Scotty and Vladimir are coming up on Quincy, though. For Quincy right now, this is an incredibly hot environment. He is backed up by his buddies, but right now we are seeing NG take those guys clean out. Quincy is on top of it, though, literally throwing grenades off the bridge, trying to take out Underpaid Hero. Underpaid Hero is now on fire. This is, fair play to Quincy. He's got the one piece, and then he's traded with Adventure Bud, but no, not Adventure Bud, with Vladimir Cat. Fair play to him. Good effort on his part. I always like seeing a last stand, guys. It's always epic to see these teams go at each other, but when it's one member up against multiples fighting on a 360 front line, that is intense. Alright, guys, I'm just covering Spartan at the moment. Spartan is an incredibly good Battlefield player. I've had the privilege of playing with him in a few public games, and I have to say I am just taken with him and his tactics and his PTFO mentality. That is so important when it comes to Battlefield, guys. That is what this game is 110% about. You've got to work as a team. You've got to work together to get that full experience. And Spartan is one of those players who encompasses the Battlefield ethos perfectly. So just watching him cover the guys at the moment, looking down towards Foxtrot, they have a lot of NG coming in there, and this could be a problem for them. Unfortunately, they got taken out, but good effort on their part. That was a good little assault. They didn't quite manage to take out Echo, and it looks like NG are now rolling in thick and fast. This can't be a good sign. This many NG in one part of the map is not a good idea. You want to spread yourselves out. Having a Vanguard is a good idea. That Vanguard probably wants to be made up of literally 5, 6, maybe 7 players maximum. But, right now it looks like NG are in on Echo in force, which is going to possibly cost them in terms of their position on the rest of the map here. And it looks like they're now moving out with Psycho Trainer getting the 2-piece there, managing, and Unpaid Hero going down, but managing to get revived by Sinister Scotty. Sinister Scotty now going down, followed by Unpaid Hero. Spartan getting the epic hit there, proving my point that he is just on point when it comes to PTFO. Alter Ego coming in hot with the anti-tank gun there, putting some damage down, now going in on point. Alter attempting to get into the building here. He got taken out by Quincy on board, and these guys are tearing each other up. That said, TWT now have the 100 points divide. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. TWT running with 363 tickets to NG's 259. Guys, if you haven't already done so, hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share. You want to get involved with Battlefield Esports? This is your opportunity. Head over to hardcoreleague.co, sign your team up today. We're also accepting individuals who want to get involved. Come over to our Discord, meet Bosch, meet the team, and we'll hook you up with some awesome people that you can get famous with on the Battlefield scene. Alright, it looks like Sinister Scotty coming in on Charlie objective on his own there, last standing it, getting the 3-piece. Is he going to get it on Hicks? No, he's not. He manages the trade, though. That was an epic little 4-piece right there. Alright, guys, the throat is getting dry because the game is getting intense. And it looks like between Echo and Delta, these guys are about to go in hard on each other. So I'm going to try and capture that as NG go toe-to-toe with TWT. Pretty much head-on. And just struggling to catch. There they are. TWT running up on the left. NG running up on the right. And it looks like they just about skipped each other. But that said, Echo is now looking like a cluster duck. Unpaid Hero and Muggins there, putting down a lot of fire. Squanchin moving up, backed up by Real Thing and Hicks. Let's have a look at how things are looking from the NG perspective, because we are seeing a good use of smoke at the moment by TWT. Possibly we're going to see a flanking mission, so let's see whether that is a possibility. Right now it looks like looks like Devil Dog is locking things down in terms of the flank, and NG have pushed up after consolidating their position on Echo, evening up the flags there, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams are running with 3 objectives. Alright, so let's look at the kill-death ratios, which are now looking pretty crazy. The Real Thing coming in with 22 kills to 6 deaths. Psycho Trainer, 17 to 5 deaths. And Plow My Cheeks, 11 to 5. So some pretty positive kill-death ratios. Scar, Devil Dog coming in at 12 to 5. Underpaid Hero, 17 to 10. Adventure Bud, 14 to 12. Both these communities going at each other hard. We're seeing some really positive kill-death ratios right now. All around, these guys are slamming on each other. Techno Acid getting a hit there. Looked like a limpet mine on Adventure Bud. Adventure Bud managing to stay mobile there, not losing his tracks, but definitely a good effort. And that's got a hurt coming in there with TWT putting in a real good match here. And dude, I have to agree with you, because NG are bringing the pain right now. They're not making it easy for TWT, but TWT are managing to just about hold ahead there. But I really hope this goes into a third game, guys, you know, because when it does, it just gets super intense, and it will definitely be a boost of confidence for these two communities who are very new to the Battlefield esports scene. Guys, if you haven't already done so, you need to hit up NG and TWT, who are currently recruiting. You can check out Spartan, or you can check out any of the TWT guys, really. And they will sort you out with what you need to know. And of course, NG as well are recruiting, guys. Underpaid Hero is the point of contact, and if you want to get recruited into a Battlefield esports scene, this is your opportunity. These two teams are new, and they are looking. I know NG is looking for a European expansion, but they also have North American players. But they will be one of Hardcore League's first dedicated EU communities. So guys, that is one thing that we are going to be trying to push here at the Hardcore League over the coming months, between now and when Battlefield 5 starts, ready to go for when that kicks off on October 19th. Alright, let's look at that top-down perspective. TWT Quincy coming in here, holding down pretty tight at the moment. He's being backed up there by Techno Acid Drop, but Techno's missed him, and he's got Synergy's got him right there, managing to get the kill off Techno finally, but Techno didn't get it before his body went down. Unfortunately, that was a bit of an embarrassing moment for him. Alright, let's cover Psycho Trainer, who's taking pretty heavy hits here at the moment. As always, rolling in the light tank. This is definitely something of a consistency we've seen from TWT. They always have the same members in their vehicles. You know, guys, it's so important that you do lock your players down into a position that they are comfortable in. And once that is the case, they need to stick with that position. People need to play in a class that they are comfortable with. That cannot be underestimated. Alright, Psycho Trainer currently last standing it right now, making an attempt on Alpha, but he is surrounded, and it looks like another win there for TWT on round 2, map 1. So congratulations to Trench Warfare Tactics, and congratulations to Nepolese Gurkhas, who have both performed incredibly well throughout this match so far. Guys, if you haven't already done so, please hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share. Get involved with everything we have to offer here at the Hardcore League. So let's just take a look. Congratulations there to TWT taking best squad, and the top 5 best squads there as it happens. Alright, so looking at the scoreboard, we have Techno Acid Drop running with 11 kills to 10 deaths. Spartan, 16 kills to 10 deaths. Psycho Trainer, 21 kills to 5 deaths. Baked Wizard, 7 kills to 13 deaths. J Wizard, 8 kills to 11 deaths. And looking over at the opposite side, we have Underpaid Hero running at 19 kills to 13 deaths. Lots of Narwhals, 9 kills to 14 deaths. Slaptastic coming in with 5 kills to 11 deaths. And Mr. Chochinator coming in with 14 kills to 17 deaths. Guys, an absolutely epic performance all around there by both teams. We're going to be rocking Argon Forest now, which of course is going to require a completely different approach, both in terms of tactics and in terms of kit dynamic. Bosch coming in there with the compliment. My dude, as always, I appreciate it. But dude, you know, the real work here at Hardcore League, whatever makes this possible, guys, is all the staff putting in the effort behind the scenes. And trust me, guys, it might not look like there's a lot of work going on, but believe me, to make this happen and to have made this happen and grow this league over the years has taken an incredible amount of time off many individuals, and this is a shout out to them, guys. You know, and this is a shout out to the community that get involved, you guys who watch us and support us. You know, we just really appreciate that. So, you know, everyone give yourselves a slap on the back, because we're having mutual appreciation society right now. All right. So just a little bit of history here, guys, on the Nepalese Gurkhas, because you guys know me, I'm a martyr to my history. But basically, I didn't realize this, but there was an Anglo-Nepalese war during the 1814 to 1816. It was only a very short war. And that was between the Gurkha Kingdom, which is present-day Democratic Republic of Nepal, and that was against the British East India Company, those rotters, the ones responsible for a lot of the colonization, which is kind of interesting because the British East India Company at a time owned approximately a third of the world's population and land, which is pretty sickening when you think about it. It basically originated from border disputes as a result of aggressive expansion of borders on both sides. Both teams were pretty belligerent, and it didn't help things. I'm calling them teams again. It's like they're an esports match. All right. So over the years, guys, the Gurkhas were responsible for being involved with many campaigns and were always known for their sort of guerrilla-style tactics, particularly fierce fighters. My granddad followed them into Sicily, and he went in approximately 48 hours after them as the part of the main assault on a glider. And those Gurkhas had gone in ahead as part of recon units and just generally to mess with the German and Italian lines. And my granddad said that when they came across German patrol, they found a group of corpses, and those corpses had been dismembered by the Gurkhas, which I believe was a calling card and something that they would do in times of war. And I won't go into too much description there, but they were incredibly fierce. I've had the privilege of meeting a number of Gurkhas over the years during my childhood, and they are the most polite, respectable, pleasant people that you can meet. They are lovely. They are just incredible. They're like Canadians but on steroids. Alright, so think if Canada and I'm trying to think of a really nice other country had a baby, that baby would be the Gurkhas, because those Gurkhas are just incredibly lovely people. And over the years, they actually received no less than 26 Victoria Cross medals, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. The first being in 1858, the last being in 1965. So definitely well worth checking up, guys. If you haven't already done so, head up a little bit of research on the Nepalese Gurkhas. You can learn a lot from them, their philosophy, their approach, their tactics. And I look forward to working with Nepalese Gurkhas, the community, in the coming months and years, and watching them grow and evolve into an esports scene. So guys, we are off. Round 1, map 2. Looks like a pretty even start there. But that said, TWT are well and truly out of the spawn there. They have been very quick, already headed to Charlie objective, which is gonna be interesting for them. So I just realised I need to swap up my emblems here, guys, and then we'll be in. That is correct. All right. And let's land on Hellfire Junction. As always, is looking pretty smoggy already. Seeing good use of smoke as TWT move in onto the objective. And it looks like they're going to be taking that initial flag lead there. So TWT possibly coming in hot right now. All right, NG moving round on the side. We've got Vladimir Cat. He's got the flank, and he's doing a pretty epic job. Good idea of his to continue moving backwards. Oh, he's going to be getting the free piece here. Is he going to get it? Yes, he is. That was some pretty epic gameplay by Vladimir Cat there. NG proving how important it is that you check those flanks and do not let yourself get caught out. This guy is on fire right now and just absolutely proving that Nepalese Gurkhas were the fiercest warriors. Alright, he is just on point right now. He's making use of the SMG 0818 factory, but getting taken out by Psycho Trainer after what has to be an absolutely epic 6 or 7 piece kill streak. So guys, if you like what you're watching, then please let me know if there's a player you want to see watched. If you drop the bitties, I will definitely cover them for you. If you don't, I will probably still cover them for you. But we love bitties. Alright, Adventure Bud, last man standing right now, but he's going to get taken out by J Sniper. If J Sniper realises he's there, he does. Unfortunately, J Sniper could have gone for the melee, but he got taken out by Techno Acid there. Team kill, and unfortunately that looks like a pretty good turnaround for TWT, taking an initial flag lead, again consistent with the last 2 rounds. And yeah, it looks like these guys holding pretty tight right now. So I'm just going to cover Techno Acid here for a minute, guys, and you just got to bear with me here. I'm just going to be changing up the teams because they have changed sides. So let's put that there. Let's put that there. Alright. Of course, TWT currently running 1 win there, guys. Alright, still keeping on Techno Acid at the moment. Things are pretty quiet here on Charlie objective, so good for him. He's managing to keep a pretty solid hold. Let's look at that top-down perspective and see how things are looking from an overall view. And it looks like TWT are putting some pressure on Echo at the moment, with Adventure Bud holding out at the moment.
We have taken objective.
I'm just going to take a look at Vladimir Cat. He actually managed the 7-piece before, which is pretty impressive because he was on his own doing a last man stand, and that was definitely worth clipping as well. And it looks like Adventure Bud at the moment having a pretty sweet run. He's managing oh, he looks like it got taken out there by Sniper. That looks like the last of TWT on Echo who have been taken out. That said, they look like they've repositioned themselves now and are making a move in on Delta objective. Just covering Robbie Don't Preach at the moment. He's backed up by Hicks, and these guys are now running a healthy measure of medics at the moment, which is definitely recommended because, of course, there is no armor threat on this map, leaving the more players available to go medic. So let's have a look at how those kits are looking at the moment, guys. A lot of the players dead right now. We've got a few assault kits right in there now, and the assault kits very useless. If you see assault kits, I think that's possibly what's going to hold NG back. You know, they've got kits that they're just not going to be using there, that don't come into play, and you know, you need medics. And already it looks like TWT do have the ticket lead. It's only a small one, And TWT are bringing it back in terms of flags, though. They've got almost 4 objectives. Even Delta looks a little bit unsteady. What you have to take into consideration, though, both these two communities are very new to the esports arena, and they are doing incredibly well. And always, as I always like to say, any team that is able to put this amount of players together, I've sort of multiple time zones, you've got to respect. So let's just take a look at the old ping there as well, because I've just noticed Slapstick is currently running with a latency of 226, which essentially means that NG is currently running down a player, and that's going to be an issue for him. That's something that they're going to need to rectify. I think we're currently running on a US East server. NG, of course, being predominantly a European community with a healthy mix of North American members as well. Guys, if you're an EU player, you're based in Britain, France, Germany, anywhere in the sort of European area, then we will be getting a lot more involved with esports and supporting EU teams and EU team time zones when they want to get involved with competitive battlefields. So this is a perfect time to do it, guys. Get involved, get set up, ready for Battlefield 5, and then you'll be good to go. You'll have your practice in, and you'll be performing a lot better for that absolute explosion of Battlefield come October 19th. Let's just cover TWT here right now, who are locking things down on Alpha Objective, keeping the finger on the pulse. NG are running currently with 143 tickets to TWT's 184, and right now they are struggling to bring it back. This is consistent with what we saw come out of the first round. I'm sure Bosch is keeping a tab on the tickets there, as he likes to, and will give us a little summary of where both teams are at the moment. But we have seen consistent victories from TWT over the past 2 rounds. Vladimir Cat making use of the smoke there. Good choice of weapon. Personally, something that I like to use when running as a medic, especially on hardcore. You're very much lost without it. It can't help you in terms of points, but it will keep you alive for longer, which in itself will mean that you get more points. That said, it's always important to have a good mix of equipment and grenades in the squad so that everyone's got something different. Hell yeah, for now, you changed the DNS code. This map is perfect for some shots right now. Oh yeah, guys, shout out to The Extreme, Dice friend and affiliate of the Hardcore League community. He is a content creator in the Battlefield community. He's going to be taking some pictures tonight, guys, of the two teams going at it. Squanchin getting a pretty epic kill there on Vladimir Cat. All-round good guy right there. Unfortunately, I did massacre his name last week during their first debut match. Spartan coming in there, managing to get the revives. Forgiveness going down for good, and Squanch in the background there, now on fire. Is he going to survive? Possibly not. Not seeing him come up on the right hand side there. So let's cover him with Robbie Don't Preach. Robbie Don't Preach putting fire down. This is no, it's not a last man stand. He's got Quincy on board, who's now a last stand on Charlie. Definitely going to be an issue for TWT. They've got a lot of NG coming in right now. Smoke going out, which again is going to help them. Techno Acid putting some fire down. Let's come in on Psycho Trainer, who has been a consistently good player throughout the last hour and 20 minutes of play. He's definitely been putting the pain down, and it has to be said that all teams, both teams have been quite dangerous for each other. Mr. Choncheto coming in there on the flank and doing a really good job of it there, getting the 4-piece. Going to come in on Underpaid Heroes, down to his sidearm at the moment. Is he going to go for the melee? Yes, he is! And that was an absolutely spot-on melee. Alright, boy, the People's Princess coming in there, representing Enjoy. What's going on, my dude? Enjoy being one of Hardcore League's original Battlefield esports community. They've been with us since the beginning, guys, and they're also open to recruiting. So Hitboy are up He's also a member of staff here at the Hardcore League. Enjoy, currently running pretty strong at the moment to Delta, just covering Vladimir Cat, who's with Alter Ego, about to move in on Delta objective. They've also got support of Synergy, and between the three of them, they could get this, but Bait Wizard has something to say about that, as does J Sniper 1, and it looks like Slapstick and Narwhals has gone around the backside of the objective, and they're going to be headed to Echo to create a diversionary attempt. Blackhawk taking out J Sniper 1 there, and it looks like these guys are about to get hit pretty bad by TWT, killing any real hopes of them getting this objective. And unfortunately, Alter Ego holding out strong there, but going down at the same time as Underpaid Hero, and these guys just getting taken out, and it looks like Sinister Scotty made his attempt there and failed. Unfortunately, TWT locking Delta down and managing to keep those points well ahead. We are now 20 tickets off a 100 ticket lead here, and that's going to make it hard for NG to come back from. That said, they could still come back. We have seen NG come out strong in this match before, and I have no fear that they will do it again. That said, it is getting towards the end of the round, so if they're going to make their move, it needs to be now. But they have performed epic so far. It's just that TWT are on point tonight, and they are taking no mercy whatsoever. That said, I think things that could help NG is just possibly if they are just more dynamic with their kits. They just need to think about what they're doing, what their sort of objective is, and you know, their team leader needs to think, what kits do my team need right now, what kits don't we need, and he needs to be disseminating that information amongst the squad leaders, who need to be keeping the squad members on point with that, because bearing in mind this is only a 12v12, guys, and of course we support up to 32 versus 32. Oh, and it looks like Zero Forgiveness going down to Sinister Scotty, getting taken out, shot to the stomach there. Never a pleasant experience, and but they are still holding out there on Bravo, and Mean Muggin is attempting to get some kills there, going down though to Plow My Cheeks, who's just done an epic job of going. He's got taken out by Zero Forgiveness, making use of the M1911 there. Very effective. I thought it was the silence, but it's got no silencer on it, which I'm a little bit confused about because it sounded like the silence. But that said, that was a pretty cool exchange right there, covering Plow My Cheeks with Zero Forgiven at the moment. These guys holding tight, covering their corners, not taking any chances, which I can't say as I blame them. They're about to come into contact here. They need to watch themselves. They need to be making sure that they are covering all angles, because the enemy could literally be anywhere. Although I suspect, yes, they are behind the rock there, and it looks like TWT Zero Forgiveness and his buddy have cleared things out on Alpha Objective. They're now backed up by Spartan, Squanchin, and the Real Thing. And by the looks of it now, the two communities really, there's still only 80 tickets ahead there, but TWT have been pretty strong so far. They're currently holding almost 4 objectives, leaving NG with only the 2. NG, however, are putting an assault down now on Alpha, just covering Underpaid Hero as he moves in with the SMG-08 factory. Let's just get a look at him there, guys, covering in the British Army uniform, and of course with the emblem of NG there. Alright, so just taking a look at the sky down perspective. These guys have a pretty solid hold now here at Alpha and Bravo as well. Zero Forgiveness and Plow My Cheeks are now moving in, but Scar Devil is backed up by Slaptastic. Zero Forgiveness moving in now. Let's just try and cover this exchange here as the two communities go toe to toe, and it looks like unfortunately NG just got wiped out on Bravo, leaving them only with Alpha. Underpaid Hero now backing up, moving in with the SMG and getting the 2-piece there. Pretty epic shots all round, just showing how devastating this weapon is in close proximity, and how used in the right context, it is, you know, it is a deadly weapon system. And of course, guys, we are now pretty much locking things down at Bravo. That said, they're about to move out on Charlie, which is it's about to be heavily defended here. TWT, they've anticipated what's going on. We haven't seen much action on this side of the map, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys get on. NG coming in there pretty strong, managing the free piece against TWT, leaving the path open to the flank, which is going to leave Hicks vulnerable to getting taken out. Hicks getting taken out, leaving Charlie open. That is a pretty epic assault we're seeing by NG now, and this is why I do believe that there is still coming back in them, but if they're gonna do it, it's gotta be tight. Yeah, that is correct, Malum. We are running to 500 tickets here at the moment, and with TWT running with 418 tickets to NG's 331, TWT look to be a pretty comfortable position to take this right here, right now. That said, never say never. I have seen communities come back from similar situations, but NG are still fighting valiantly, and I really hope that they take, to heart from this, that, what they have done here is made TWT, a very hard team to fight up against, which is pretty epic. Boya coming in with the information there, guys. If you do have any problems, please ask Boya. If you want to get involved with Hardcore League, with Battlefield Esports, with what we have to offer, you want to find out any more, then Boya is your man to speak to, or Bosch, of course, guys. Alright, so let's have a look how things are looking here at Delta, because right now we're seeing things go pretty tight. Psycho Trainer getting taken out by about 4 different people there by NG. Delta falling pretty quick there, but we got Plow My Cheeks and J Sniper 1 moving up in the background there, and this for them could be an interesting situation where they're able to bring it back. That said, oh no, I'm just going to capture each player as they go down. See if I can land back on Vladimir Cat here for a second. Almost getting the 2-piece on his own teammates there, but now getting a 1-piece. Is he going to make it a 2-piece? No, he's not. He's getting taken out by Plow My Cheeks, who managed to hip fire him with the silenced M1917. And of course, guys, for those trying to keep count, of course, it is the second map, first round. And the first match went to TWT. Alright. Okay. And it looks like TWT holding things firm down at Charlie as we move into the last 20 tickets of the game. Congratulations to both teams on what has been an absolutely epic performance all round. I cannot fault the two communities' approach. All I would say, positive criticism as always. I've got a very unique situation where I can see a bird's eye of the battlefield. That gives me the unique position of being able to sort of see what works, what doesn't work. And one thing I would say is NG possibly need to be a little bit more fluid with their kits and a little bit more aware of what they are fighting, what kind of battle. Is it an anti-tank battle? Is it an anti-infantry battle? Alright, Sinister Scotty getting the 1-piece there on Baked Wizard, and congratulations to a win there on TWT Round 1 Map 2, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, bear with me as I just swap up the team names there for the next game. That was a pretty epic performance right there. And congratulations on Underpaid Hero leading his squad for best squad there. Great performance, dude. Alright, let's just change that, so that's 0-0. Alrighty, okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't believe I've managed to get this far into the shoutcast without showing you NG's hype video. Here it is, guys. Alright guys, and there we have it. Nepolese Gurkhas coming in there. Already dropping a team hype video. Unfortunately, I don't have one for TWT. As soon as they get one, I will run it for them. This is a big part of it, guys, here at the Hardcore League. We really like to support our communities that get involved. You know, we boost their content. We try and share as much of what they've got going on at the time. And of course, a big part of it is them getting involved in the esports scene. And it's a good opportunity for them to find exposure to the wider Battlefield community. So I'm just going to throw up our social media information there, guys. If you want to check it out, please do. If you want to get involved, that is your opportunity. So let's see how these guys are getting on at the moment. We got NG. I just got to swap up the emblems there. Almost forgot. Alright, and I believe that's correct. Yeah, TWT on the left as the Americans, the Doughboys. And, oh dear, did I just see someone throw C4? Nope, just ammo bags. Alright, looks like NG just holding a tight formation at the moment. Alright guys, if you like what you're watching, what you're listening to, don't forget to hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share. If this is your first time joining us, then welcome to Battlefield's longest running Battlefield Esports League. And we are 1 minute and 45 seconds out here, guys, before we kick things off. And it is going to be intense.
Competitive esports done right. Brought to you by
Take a look at that teamwork. That is what it is all about here at the Hardcore League.
They don't even see him, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Holy smokes. Can he do it?
And that right there is how you dogfight, ladies and gentlemen. What a play. Tonight's matchup, girls versus boys, right here at the Hardcore League, sponsored by Gamers Community.
Hardcore League, the only place for large-scale competitive Battlefield.
Alright, just covering TWT at the moment as they rest on their laurels before it all kicks off. Things are going to be getting pretty hectic here shortly. This is one of the more intense maps to cover. It is very unilateral in its makeup. As you can see, guys, it's a very long and thin map. It doesn't give many opportunities for flanking, but there are rat runs to use as the attacking team. And as the defending team, it's about having a healthy frontline spread, which means that you seal off top to bottom of the map. But that said, we are going to see things kick off here on Hellfire Junction as always. And I believe TWT are going to be first on it. NG a little bit slow off the mark there. No shots fired. First shot is fired. And things already going in favour of TWT on Charlie objective. Does this mean that we're going to see NG move to another objective? Now this, again, guys, another learning objective here. We see NG come out of the spawn and we see 4 or 5 players go for the back flags. You want to leave literally 1 player, maybe 2 players to go for those back flags, and then the rest of your team onto those middle objectives. But again, guys, these guys are new to the Battlefield esports scene, and of course they're going to pick up tad bits of information by watching our shoutcasts retrospectively and being able to see what worked and what didn't work. But NG so far have been doing really well. Bait Wizard representing TWT, backed up by Plow My Cheeks, getting an awesome kill there on a member of NG. But, you know, a little bit along the line, these guys just need to have a slightly more aggressive stance when they're coming out of the spawn in the first sort of few minutes. That is definitely a learning point for them. And it looks like Vladimir Kat wrecking the doorway, moving in. And, oh, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this place intact before in a shoutcast. But they are mixed in with a lot of explosive shells there, so that's possibly not the greatest place to be. Might have been worth just throwing a grenade in there just to clear them out, because a slight spark and these guys are going up in a quite dramatic fashion, which isn't going to be great for them or their team's position on the map. That said, things are looking pretty locked down now at Bravo, with a strong presence of TWT on Alpha. We're currently seeing NG holding their own, with the free flag hold to TWT's also free flag hold. Alright, and it does look like NG are coming in thick and fast on Hellfire Junction. TWT are going to struggle here to hold this if they don't manage to get some support for Hicks there. Hicks managing to get the one piece before getting taken out by underpaid hero. And he is on Charlie objective, backed up by Mr. Chenator, and Adventure Bud also providing support as well. And it does look like they have some NG contacts going out down towards the railway tracks there. One of their players going down. Looking at TWT, they've locked things down at Echo objective, and we have Spartan leading the way on point pathfinding for TWT as they move into Delta objective. And looks like these guys have things locked down now. And Squanchin backing him up there. Currently no contacts, and Slaptastic does look to be on his own. Another learning point here by NG. We've got two members pretty much playing on their own here. They need to kind of stick together a little bit more, so that they can coordinate their fire a little bit more effectively. No one's saying that they need to be, you know, within eyesight of each other all the time, but they need to be able to respond to enemy contacts quickly enough and from a different angle where the enemy isn't necessarily going to be expecting them from. So realistically, they do need to stay quite close to each other, and that's definitely something that we didn't see there. And again, guys, this is just about me seeing it, calling it as it is. Spade is a spade, and I'm hoping that you find my comments productive, because that is the spirit in which they are given. Psycho Trainer just holding out there. He doesn't realise Blackhawk is on the other side. Blackhawk about to get taken out though by the looks of it. Yeah, getting taken out there by J Sniper 1, and it looks like things for them are pretty much looking up right now as TWT move in, securing Bravo. We do see Adventure Bud in the background there, and Apply My Cheeks, unfortunately. Oh no, J Sniper 1 getting that team kill there on Psycho Trainer. Unfortunately, I did manage to capture it there, and just running in on Adventure Bud at the moment, who is currently backed up by his squad mates, running things pretty tightly on Bravo objective. So let's look at the old scoreboard, see how things are panning out here at round 2, map 2. And Techno Acid Drop currently running at 9 kills to 1 death. Psycho Trainer 5 kills to 1 death. Hicks PL 8 kills to 3 deaths. Plow My Cheeks 9 kills to 4 deaths. Vladimir Kat 5 kills to 11 deaths. Black Hawk 6 kills to 2 deaths. Sinister Scotty 6 kills to 2 deaths. Mean Muggin 6 kills to 4 deaths. Alright guys, so these guys performing all round pretty well so far, especially considering we're only 8 minutes into the round. Some pretty good kill death ratios. Just going to land on Underpants here for a second. He's running defense currently on Alpha, sorry, offense right now on Alpha, but he's got a pretty locked down position. He is backed up by his squad mates, which is important. But as I say, guys, these guys still running with assault kits. I know the weapons are nice. I know that it give you a good kill death ratio. But what you need is medics and health packs, and you know, that is something that is really important in matches of this side. When you're playing a 32 player esports match, that gives you more opportunity. You get a lot more sort of room to maneuver with your kits, but when you're playing these 12v12 and small ops, you need to be more sort of thoughtful about your kit dynamic. That is something that is incredibly important. At the moment, watching Robbie Don't Preach, he's moving in, by the looks of it, he's going to move away from Bravo, which is lit at the moment with NG, and he's moving in on Alpha, which is going to give him the opportunity to take the flag with no immediate contacts to hand. And for them, that is possibly going to be a good move. He's backed up by Psycho Trainer, and again, who is backed up by Techno Acid. These guys are running tight as a squad. You can't fault TWT's formation or game. They have provided us with a consistently good team throughout the last hour, 2 hours of competitive Battlefield. Alright, and it does look like we had a couple of NG moving in there. Didn't catch who it was, but they are doing some damage now. NG coming in, and it looks like lots of narwhals backed up by Mr. Chanchonator and Synergy. These guys are now locking things down. Alpha, but getting taken out there. Who does that leave alive? I can't actually see. It looks like Techno Acid coming in with the revives there. Ever so important. Demonstrating how important it is to have a decent display of medics on the map. Alright, right now we're not seeing any NG in immediate vicinity of any enemy flags. These guys possibly losing their momentum a little bit here, but you know, TWT have a little bit more experience than them. I believe they've had 2 matches, whereas NG have only had 1 match going up against SWAT last week, but I believe they did incredibly well against SWAT. That said, alright, so at the moment I'm just covering Vladimir and Sinister Scotty. These guys holding things tight down at Delta, but that said, the real thing is moving around on the flank. He knows they're in the bunker, he can hear them. He's already got the one piece. Vladimir Cat holding out tight at the moment. The real thing is a medic. If he takes any hits, he's going to be able to re-heal himself. That's going to work in his favour. Vladimir Cat is holding tight at the moment, anchoring for the spawn. He's going to get the hit on Real, but Real managing to get the hit kill on Vladimir there. That was absolutely epic performance by Real. And Squanchin spawning in on him there and helping to secure Delta objective. Let's have a look at these guys here. Blackhawk and Underpaid Hero locking things down on Delta, representing the Nepalese Gurkhas, doing an incredibly effective job of it. Unfortunately getting taken out there. Quincy and Techno Acid drop, putting a lot of fire downrange on them, making it hard for them to cap it at Alpha. But that said, they do seem to... No, TWT have taken things back. We've got Mr. Chonator here moving into Alpha. He possibly needs to reconsider this. He's on his own. He's got very little backup. And this seems to be a consistent issue with NG, is that their players get split up from the rest of their team, and they run in. Instead of running in like a fist in a position where they're all able to support each other, currently like they're doing now. They're doing a good job of it now. But we've definitely seen some issues with the formations that NG have been displaying. And that is something that you really need to take into consideration. Hey, what's going on, Void? Good to have you in the chat, my dude. Welcome to the stream. Currently covering Nepalese Gurkhas versus Trench Warfare Tactics. Trench Warfare Tactics are doing incredibly well. They have won the first map, and they have also won the first round of the first map. And all round good approach by them so far. If I'm not mistaken, they are currently holding Alpha, Bravo, Delta and Echo to NG's Charlie. This is going to be an issue for NG. NG are trying their best here, but we have seen some fundamental flaws in their approach. Things that are going to really catch them out. They're going to have to go away and think about how they work as a team, because as though they are incredibly good together, and you know, there's obviously a great dynamic going on and awesome foundations, it has to be said, they do need to work on their eSport strategy, and that is just a simple case of picking up on the hints and tips that I discuss throughout the stream. Alright, and it looks like these guys now locking things down on Delta objective. TWT consistently very strong team throughout the last 2 maps. Alright, so let's have a look. We've got a lone, we've got 2 dudes moving in here. We've got Underpaid Hero He's just going to get the revenge hit there on Scar Dog. And they almost getting the two-piece there, but unfortunately getting taken out before he had much opportunity. So, yeah, that was definitely hard for him. He got revived. He's on fire. Is he going to go down? If he goes down now, he's going down for good. But it looks like he has managed to survive for a little bit here. Alright, and we have TWT moving into the last 200 tickets of the round. Currently, they have 306 tickets to NG's 264, and the two communities doing incredibly well. NG are making it hard for TWT. They can't take their finger off the pulse. That is plain to see, but that said, TWT have been consistently strong throughout the last couple of matches here, and looks like they are now holding down Echo Objective with Adventure Bud and Slapstick moving in, backed up by a couple of their mates there. And Echo looking pretty locked down. It's all they have right now, and that is going to be an issue for them. So, of course, guys, let's take a look at the old kill-death ratios. We've got Techno Acid Drop. My apologies, sorry. We've got Psycho Trainer going 15-5. Hicks going 20-7. Hicks has been a consistently high kill-death ratio player throughout the last two maps, and he's definitely been very helpful for the team. Techno Acid Drop coming in 17-6. Spartan coming in 17-8. Sinister Scotty going 14-4. Underpaid Hero 15-7. Black Hawk going 15-9. So all round, these guys getting some really good kill death ratios now. We've seen the kill death ratios creep up gradually as the maps have gone on and as the round has gone on. It looks like NG have a very solid hold here now on Delta Objective. Currently the real thing running on his own right now. Doing a good job of it, managing to pick up Zero's kit before reviving him. Some absolutely amazing PTFO tactics right there, and just showing why TWT are so hard for NG to, and looks like NG now running pretty much exclusively as medics with one support in the background there. I think these guys are starting to take on board the advice, and that is possibly going to change things up considerably for them. And I know as a shoutcaster, it's always good to see people heed your advice and take things on board, because, you know, everyone wants to see a stronger team. Everyone wants to see a community come out well. I always say it, I prefer a tight round over a round where you absolutely smash the enemy team. And that is certainly something we are seeing from these two communities tonight. But right now, it does look like we're going to possibly see another win from TWT. And of course, if they take this win here, ladies and gentlemen, that will be an overall win for TWT tonight. Guys, we have lots going on here at the Hardcore League. You can find out more about us at hardcoreleague.co. As I mentioned, we've got a lot of matches coming up this weekend. We've got Phoenix Elite Network versus SWAT next weekend as well. Plus Phoenix Elite Network are going to be going up against TWT, if I'm not mistaken, on Saturday night. LRP are also making an appearance again, guys. LRP being one of my favourite teams, favourite recent teams to sign up. They are an absolutely on point and amazing team. Alright guys, we are moving into the last 75 tickets of the game here, and it looks like NG making a bit of an attempt to retake things at Charlie Objective. No immediate resistance in the vicinity, so this could be it for them. They could have a pretty solid hold here. Let's see how they get on. It could go either way right now, but with that said, they do seem to be capping that flag pretty quickly. They've got 4 on the radius with Slapstick running perimeter right now, managing to get the odd kill, and definitely keeping an eye on his buddies. But that said, we've got Psycho Trainer moving up, and that could be an issue for them. Psycho Trainer is about to... Yep, he got the one piece. Is he going to make it a two piece? He's going to get it. No, he isn't. Oh, and it looks like Alter Ego getting the hit on him there. Looks like the fog is also coming, guys. Coming into the last 60 points of the round here on map 2, round 2, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a tight game. No, round 2, map 1, if I'm not mistaken. No, round 1, map 2. My apologies. I'll have to double check that in the chat, because of course, so busy doing the shoutcasting, sometimes you do lose track of where you're at. Then it looks like things looking pretty locked down now at Charlie. NG were making a good attempt of it there, but TWT have pretty much put any end to the dreams that they had going on. Boya coming in with the information there, guys. Hit that information up. Get involved with the Hardcore League. Everything that we have to offer here at the Hardcore League and the Battlefield Esports competitive arena. Alright, AOM Unknown coming in there. What's going on, my dude? Good to have you with us. AOM Unknown being one of our esports players, and TWT Total Scroll coming in. Boya, it's good to bro, what up? Boya being one of the staff members, guys. Hit him with a follow, hit him with a like, hit him with a share. Click on that lovely little Boya name tag there, and hit him with a follow. He's a great guy, great Battlefield esports player, and he does a lot to support both the Battlefield community, myself, and the Hardcore League. And it looks like NG are rolling pretty strong. Look at that immersion right there, guys. That fog and that fire is just looking beautiful. We're seeing all sorts of colours coming up there, guys. I know we're currently in the middle of one of the most horrendous wars in human history, but that has to look pretty goddamn sexy right there. Alright, and it looks like Zero Forgiveness is attempting to run things out, but Alter Ego coming up on the 6, now managing the revives, demonstrating how to lock it down. And guys, congratulations to a win there for TWT. Again. So guys, if you like what you're watching, what you're listening to, don't forget to hit that follow, hit that like, hit that share. My name is KLW Hitman Pike. I am a British esports shoutcaster with the one that only, the Hardcore League, Battlefield's original and longest running professional professional competitive league. Really is a great place to get involved, meet new people. The community is absolutely fantastic. We have no toxicity. We are all about positivity, inclusion, helping people out, and just getting involved in the overall Battlefield community. Peace and love coming in there. That I am doing a great job, my dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Alright, so we got Spartan going 19 to 13. Psycho Trainer 19 to 7. Techno Acid Drop 22 to 8. Squanchin going 13 to 12, and Plow My Cheeks going 27 to 13. Plow My Cheeks taking it there. And on the other team we have Underpaid Heroes 17 to 9, Mr. Chochinator 14 to 18, Vladimir Cat 7 15 to 12, lots of narwhals 8 to 12. So again, guys, some pretty epic kill death ratio there all round. These guys have just blown me away, and I'm just, you know, all round good guys to cover and cast. So guys, they are recruiting. If you want to get involved with them, you can hit either Spartan or Underpaid Hero up. I know that they're looking for members who are looking to showcase themselves and get a little bit of exposure throughout the Battlefield and gaming community overall. And the Extreme coming in there, that he's just been getting some captures in there. And congratulations to him there on taking up what is definitely a much needed role on Twitter. And guys, if you get a chance, check out Battlefield _E, if I'm not mistaken. I'll let the Extreme put it up in the chat there, so you can find him on Twitter, and then you can keep up to date with everything that's going on in the Battlefield esports arena. Of course, guys, you will find a lot of information from ourselves on the Hardcore League website, where we feature all our events and matches on a calendar. And of course, guys, we don't just advertise our own events, we advertise events that other communities are hosting. That is all part of our ethos here at the Hardcore League, that we want to support the community, and we want to work together and with people and not against people. Alright guys, so if I'm not mistaken, that wraps up for tonight's match. Congratulations again to TWT, but congratulations to Nepolese Gurkhas, who really did an epic job of making sure that TWT had to keep their finger on the pulse. Guys, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up here at the Hardcore League in the coming weeks and months. You know, I can't underestimate that enough. You guys really need to keep up to date with everything we've got going on, so please head over to our Twitter at HL Official, and you can keep up to date with everything that's going on. I'm sure the guys will put up a little link in the chat there, and of course you can see my link down in the top bottom left hand side of the stream, twitch.tv/HitmanPike. I always appreciate a follow as well if you like my work, if you want to hear more from me, the only British esports shoutcaster. Oh, my apologies, we've also got Hardcore Ashi, but there's only 2 of us, so yeah, me and Hardcore League Ashi. And of course guys, hit Boyer up with a follow, hit Bosch up with a follow. These are all fantastic people who put a lot of time and effort into the running of the Hardcore League. The Extreme there, also an awesome guy. He's got a lot of interesting content. But anyone you see in this chat, generally, you know, you want to give them a follow because they are fellow sports fans here at the Battlefield. So guys, that is me signing off for tonight. You've been fantastic. I've been KLW Hitman Pike. The Battlefield has been where the metal meets the meat. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Hardcore